Hello, lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jamie, and I am a wedding planner that does weekly tips and tricks for planning your wedding. But this week we are switching it up just a little bit because there is a large audience here of people who are planners or want to be planners. And I have realized that a lot of wedding professionals watch this channel for one reason or another. One, it could be so they feel less alone, or two, it could be to just make fun of the crazy lady who really likes budget weddings. I don't know. But it got me thinking. I wish I knew so many things before I started wedding planning. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that I wish I knew. But there was no one to tell me. There was no resource to go to. I mean, there were a couple blogs, a couple articles, but there wasn't a big sister, best buddy, mentor, anything that I could go to warn me about any of the pitfalls or frustrations or stressors of being a wedding planner, which inspired me, of course, to do today's video. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Now, I should actually say it's inspired me to do a lot more than just this video. As you all know, I have launched a mastermind to help other planners get their businesses started because honestly, how do I say this? I truly find it infuriating that there is this whole competitive vibe when I'm there's clients for everybody. We don't have to worry about this. We don't have to be fighting each other for couples. We don't have to have this animosity or protect our secrets because guess what? There's more than enough slices of pie to go around. And yes, I just referred to couples as slices of pie, but pie's delicious, so I feel like that's an honor, right? Which is why I'm so excited to announce that we have reopened the mastermind again. So if you are on the wait list, then you've already received your email to let you know that, hey, we're opened up. But if you have been holding out on starting your wedding planning business because you don't know how to get started, you don't know how to run a business, you don't know how to get clients or keep them happy or how to advertise, this program is for you. It has been absolutely radical to watch how much the planners from the first round have changed from the very beginning to where they are at now. We're talking going from having little clue what they're doing to now being powerhouses in their field. In fact, because they've actually been through this whole mastermind, we've put them on something called the Union Network, because as you guys know, the Union podcast is our podcast, where we are recommending them to our email list of thousands of couples that are getting married. And they're booking clients off of that. So this frustration of not knowing and wanting someone to shoot me straight started this whole mastermind process that has been so unbelievably life-changing, not only for the members of the mastermind, but for myself as well. But don't take my word for it. Here's what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Marissa from Risk Creations, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Union Mastermind that Jamie and Wolfer & Co. have.
I've kind of wanted to get into this industry, but I didn't really know how.
I found it really, really hard to find any type of information, any type of guidance on what my next step should be, on what I should be doing if I wanted to get into the industry, and that people aren't really willing to give out information.
I initially enrolled because I wanted to gain insight on how to get clients. But what I've learned throughout the course of this mentorship is that there is a lot more that goes into building a sustainable business than just getting clients.
You get those monthly calls where she gets to sit down with us and talk with us about our questions and about all of the nitty-gritty behind the scenes things on how to get your business going. Go over things like business basics and legal stuff and contracts and how to build your brand, how to get clients.
It was the perfect blend of take a business approach, but also find your magic and find, what excites you about the industry and go for it.
Not only working and learning directly from Jamie, but we had a whole toolkit of resources and lists and links of things that we needed, things that we should use to get started.
I'm a lot more confident in my abilities. I'm able to articulate, what I bring to the table to a potential couple.
I didn't know that this was going to actually result in me feeling this confident in my business.
I started from ground zero to now, just 5 months later, I have booked 3 of my own clients.
I had just one couple that had hired me, but I now have 11 and 3 have already hired me for next year.
I think my favorite part of this mentorship group really has been the community that we've built.
You just have this amazing community of planners all over the world that come together and support one another and encourage one another.
You know, after feeling alone for such a long time, to be a part of a group of people that are just like me, and to be able to talk to these women and be each other's support system is so great.
The last thing I wanted to say is that I have followed Jamie on YouTube for a really long time now, and I can say that she is just as awesome and just as personable, and her hair looks just as good via Zoom. And I've just learned so much from her.
Just an amazing person to get mentorship from. She has tons of expertise from her years of doing this. She loves just the idea of community over competition, and I really feel that in this group.
You will not be alone anymore. I can tell you that.
You know, if you are even thinking a teeny little bit about becoming a wedding planner and you want to dip your toe into the industry, join this mastermind.
Most importantly, I have a vision of where I want to go with my business and how I want to get there.
Now is the time, no more excuses. If you want to be a wedding planner, please come join us in the mastermind. Even if you're watching this 6 months from now, as people graduate from the mastermind, we will be opening up spots. So regardless, jump on the wait list, because you never know when someone's going to graduate and a spot is going to open up. So go ahead and jump on over to this link right here if you are interested in signing up. Now remember, these spots filled up in less than 48 hours last time we announced this, so this is not the time to like hesitate or hem and haw a little bit. It's time to jump in. If we are full, get on that wait list. I cannot wait to help you guys get your businesses started, because honestly, there's like just not enough information. There's just not enough mentorship. There's not enough help. There's room for all of us at the table, and I would absolutely love for you to be a part of it. So this is my message for all of you who are wanting to be planners. Just a big sister bestie sitting down with you to share all the things that I wish someone would have told me. I wish someone would have told me these things, because I learned them the hard way. Now for what I wish I knew. Number one, no one knows what you do. Like, they don't know what you do or you don't do or what you're supposed to do or what you're not supposed to do. The amount of times people think that we take care of absolutely everything is like more often than not. They only see what Hollywood has told them wedding planners are. And I'm always like, you know that J-Lo, wedding planner, she was probably a $15,000 to $20,000 planner just for those services. I'm like, way less than that. So of course, I'm not going to be doing the same level of stuff as Pretty Miss Mary in the wedding planner. So I had to learn how to communicate what I did do and what I didn't do real quick, because otherwise people would assume that I did absolutely everything because they just don't have any clue. And honestly, how are they supposed to? There's like little to compare it to other than what they see on TV or the movies. Number two, yes, you will get booked. There is a client for every single planner. I remember that, and it's called the scarcity mindset, that if you don't jump on this client, if you don't book this immediately, that you will not get booked. You will not make money. Your business will not succeed. Take a deep breath. It'll come. You will get clients. It might take you some time to find your rhythm. It might take you some time to find the best way to advertise, or how to connect with clients, or how to conduct meet and greet phone calls and sell yourself in such a way that people really want to work with you. That takes time, but you will get there. Number three, no, you should not offer rentals. Nope. Don't do it. It sounds so tempting, but there is a reason why. Like, I always know when it's a new planner, because they have planning and rentals. And then after a while, like, rentals just start to dissipate a little bit. Rentals are a lot of work. In the very beginning, I offered candles. I had leftover tablecloths from my wedding that I was trying to figure out what to do with them. That was a mistake. I offered pieces from my home. The amount of organization that it took to get everything ready to go, to have an inventory, and that all stemmed from, one, obviously, I love design, so I don't want to like negate that. It came from a desire to have a really well-designed event. But two, it also came from a place of wanting to be booked, because if I didn't offer that little bonus extra something, then maybe somebody wouldn't want to work with me. Like, you can see there's kind of like a confidence consistent thing here, right? Just because I can do it doesn't mean I should. Start small, get good at your craft, and then you can expand. Don't start so big and so wide with all the offerings because you lack the confidence to laser focus on one thing and grow there. 4, yes, you should pay for a professional contract. Most definitely. Because I've shared about this, but I think it was probably like on the podcast or something, that I Frankensteined something together from Google. That's not exactly legally binding. Okay, just because you both signed a piece of paper, like you could make one mistake with a sentence and just kind of like screw the whole thing up. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, which is why I shouldn't be providing this kind of information for people or writing it for myself. But of course, the only options that I had heard of were like $1,000, and I'm like, that's cute. I'm not making any money yet, so I'm just gonna go to attorney at law Google and kind of, again, Frankenstein it together myself. I wish I had known about Legally Set earlier. Legally Set is an online shop that sells contracts that are written by an actual lawyer, like someone who knows what they're doing. And guess what? They have an event planner one. So I'm gonna go ahead and link them right here if you guys are interested. If you are getting started, you need to go check this out. And they actually cover quite a few different things in the event space in general. There's stuff for styled shoots, there's stuff for hair and makeup, there's photography. So there's a bunch of wedding specific contracts here that after kind of getting raked over hot coals because someone saw loopholes in my contract, I realized I probably should have done that sooner. Yikes. Number 5, no, you don't have to do that. You're probably like, what? Anything you don't want to do. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. You are the person that defines your packages and offerings. You are also the person that gets to decide what you do on the wedding day. You do not have to commit to going to pick up all of the ice because someone forgot to bring it. You can find someone to do that for you instead. You don't have to be responsible for the drunk cousin. You can find someone else to handle that. Just because you are the wedding planner and you feel the pressure to do all the stuff and all the things does not mean that you have to. You are in control of what you say yes to. And you know what I wish someone would have told me? Say no more often. You don't have to do that. Because I had this overwhelming lack of confidence because I was so new to this and I didn't want to be screwing everything up, I said yes to so many things. Yes, I will be your MC for the event because you forgot to tell me that your DJ doesn't speak English, but all of your guests do. Yes, you can ride in my car because you didn't come up with a transportation plan. Don't mind me, just let me move my breast pump out of the way because I was nursing my son at the time. Yes, we could toss in an extra meeting for free. Not a big deal. Yes, I know that's not in our package, but I could look into that for you. Nope. Nope. Number 6, yes, you can get it done in 8 hours. So many planners that I know work like 14, 15-hour days, and I'm like, why? Because you said yes to too much. You agreed, you committed to too many things. You don't have to. Like, this goes hand in hand with the last thing. We work 8-hour shifts. There was only one time that I worked a 10-hour wedding, and I will never do it again. I was useless. I was like, you were paying me to stand in a corner and do nothing. Where I see this most commonly happening is when a wedding planner steps in to do another vendor's job. So my rule of thumb here now, after learning some things, is I don't do anything that another professional vendor would typically do. So if you think about that, there's no sign vendor on a wedding day. There's no card and gift vendor on a wedding day. That's me. There's no vendor that typically puts out table numbers, sometimes catering, but nope, that'll fall on me. However, I will not be the person to cut and put together all of your centerpieces on the day of your wedding. Obviously, that's typically handled by a professional florist. So in order for me to be efficient with my time and effective as a wedding planner or a coordinator on your big day, I have to do what I am hired for. And if they want me to do extra, that may mean that I'm bringing on an additional person to achieve all of those services in an 8-hour period. And now you're seeing the pattern, the theme of like, I didn't have good boundaries in the beginning. 7, no, the family won't do that. I get this all the time. And this might come across sounding harsh. That's not my intent. But clients will always say, oh, my family will take care of that. Oh, my wedding party will jump in and help with that. No, they won't. And I wish I had learned that sooner. I took a couple of really hard knocks trying to get stuff figured out. Too many late nights of tearing down myself or bussing tables because the client thought that their family would just jump in. And honestly, it rarely ever happens the way that a client thinks it will, because their family and their friends are coming there to celebrate the day, and they're not anticipating doing that kind of work. They're not thinking about tear down. They're not thinking about cleanup. That's not to say that they don't do those things, but it has to be very clearly expressed. So now what I do is when I'm told that a family member or friend will be handling a certain portion of the event, whether that be setup, tear down, dessert table, I ask for their contact information. We actually had one couple tell us that their aunt was going to take care of X, Y, and Z. And my lead planner for the event went up to the aunt at the rehearsal dinner and went, "Hey, I'm excited to see you do X, Y, and Z tomorrow. Let me know how I can help." And the aunt went, "Huh? Oh, I didn't know I was doing any of that." If you're met with a situation where a family member is going to be handling something, you will need to over communicate to the point where it might feel a little bit silly because you're communicating way more than you would with a typical vendor, because obviously they already know what they're doing, but you're dealing with someone who doesn't. And so we need to be as gracious as possible, but as communicative as possible. Yes, you will be blamed for things that are not your fault. I don't know why I'm laughing. So many things. And you're just like, that's not even what I do. I can't help that you guys showed up 30 minutes late for hair and makeup and it shoved the rest of the timeline off track. That's not my fault. But you know what's going to happen is your guests are going to be looking at me when they're tapping their toes, absolutely starving, trying to figure out what's going on because something happened that was out of my control. I needed to learn that it may not be my job, but it's my responsibility to make sure that I've put out fires or adjusted the timeline or taken care of little details or big details as quickly as possible. Because again, while it's not my fault that it happened, it's my responsibility to make sure things go as smoothly as possible following that. Which kind of goes hand in hand with the very first point, that people don't know what I do, what my job description is, what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's up to me to communicate that. Otherwise, we're going to get a lot of assumptions happening here, maybe some bitterness, maybe some frustration, and that's my responsibility too. Yes, you will have Zillas, but it's not who you think. In my experience, it's actually kind of been the parents. I said this in a video before. I've never had a bridezilla. I just didn't communicate properly. The biggest issues I have run into are with parents, mostly moms, because they are expecting the movie experience of a wedding planner, and it hasn't been communicated to them what I actually do, because I've only shared that with the clients. And then the parents are experiencing frustration because they expect the J-Lo experience and I'm clearly not her. In fact, it was so intense after one experience that I went into my contract and put that I will only have 2 points of contact. So usually it's just the couple. So that means your mom doesn't get my cell phone number, because after one 6:30 in the morning call on a Saturday from a mom, I went, no, not anymore. No thanks. Or when I would communicate something to my client and then their mom would call me asking the same exact question instead of calling their kid. I can't keep this is too much of me repeating myself. There was one time when I repeated myself 4 times because each of the parents called me and I was like, it was all the same event. And after that, I changed my contract. No more. Number, I don't know. No, you do not have to book that client. Figuring out my ideal client avatar, because that's business speak for you, was one of the most important things I have ever done for my business, because in the very beginning, I was like, give me all the clients. Just give me, again, that scarcity mindset, that fear, I won't get booked, I won't make money, I'm going to be a failure, blah, 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 blah. Instead of taking a chill pill and going I don't think I'm going to be the right fit for this person. I don't think I'm going to provide the right amount of support. I learned how to spot people that wanted more from me than I was willing to give a lot earlier on. So now when I'm talking to potential clients, it's more of I call them meet and greet phone calls, because I would like to meet them, greet them, figure out what they're about before we even commit to working with one another, because I've been there, I've done that, and it didn't go well. We both left with salty feelings, okay? Because we were not a good fit. No, you do not have to book that client. Yes, owning a business is hard. No one told me any of the stuff about owning a business. And that's a huge component of the mastermind, because what the heck? Business ownership is no freaking joke. I had all these grand visions of just planning pretty things and then taxes. QuickBooks, business license, sole proprietor, LLC, business name, how am I supposed to brand myself? What am I supposed to, What do I need on my website? What's the right copy to attract people? How active should I be on social media? How to make so many things. I had no idea how hard owning a business would be, but I also had no idea how much I would freaking love it. I just wish that there was someone who would have told me this sooner. I wish that there was a big sister bestie that I could have gone to that would have been like, nope. Or, oh, try this. Or that's bad news bears. That's what that is. But you know what? I am glad that I went through these experiences because it helped me to become a better boss, a better mentor, a better wedding planner, a better mom, a better wife. Because of this experience, I have learned boundaries. I've learned my self-worth. I've learned how to communicate effectively because clearly in the beginning I was not doing that well. Because of this journey, I have become a better version of myself. And while I still have so much to work on, like I know I'm not perfect, I am so grateful for all of it. So if you feel like you want to have a big sister bestie to help you walk through this process, I urge you to join the mastermind. Even if you're watching this a year from now, we will constantly be opening up new spots as members graduate and move on with their business. So be sure to click on that waitlist and get signed up so you can be notified when a spot opens. So that's all we have for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, like the video and subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks for the modern day bride and modern day planner. And until next week, bye guys.